Welcome back. Sorry, it's been a little while since my last video. Once again, I was dealing with some MS issues. But tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about the here and the now. We spoke in an earlier video about the 12 steps and what that ultimately does for us in the connection and the release of the fear. And so when we do our work in the 12 steps and we go work through that anger, well, that's resentments, all those resentments and all those fears, right? The resentments from yesterday, I'm pissed off at him or her or them or it, and or the fears of tomorrow, what's going to happen. And so I've cleaned up my mess. I don't have to live my life looking over my shoulder, and I know that whatever I walk into, I can get through. And so that brings us to this. So the 12 steps are really a program, to allow me to be in the here and the now, to be in this moment, because that's where life is at. It's in this moment, and that's where I connect to it. And then we look at the 11-step prayer, the prayer and meditation. And so those were difficult things for me to understand at first when I first got in the program. What's this meditation? What do I got to sit up on some mountaintop with a monk and what is it? And I find it, for me, it was a lot less complicated than that. And then prayer was suggested to me that that all thoughts are prayer and all prayers are answered. So what am I wrapping my thoughts around? Which tie us again back into the steps where Bill talks about how it works, and some of us tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. So it's that old idea, right? We're letting go. That's the thought. We don't no, that's not one for me. So that's our prayers, is which thoughts, and how I think meditation gets me in a place of here and now and brings some peace that I can, the better thoughts can come through my head. I know one of the first meditations that I practiced, and I practice it to today, is just breathing. So you breathe in and you breathe out, and your mind is just in and out with that breath, and fully aware of the breath and feeling it coming into our lungs and watch it leave. And it's just in a breath, and our mind might go, ooh, over here. No. I'm here and I'm breathing in and out, and it might go over here. I just gently bring those thoughts back to the moment. And what it's doing is connecting our body and our mind, right? My mind and my body are in the same place. And so I'm in the here and now. And that's, like I said, that's where all life happens, as well as prayer happens then, right? I'm going to pray with God or to God. He's got to be here in this moment with me. He's not, I can't find him yesterday. I don't know where he'll be around tomorrow, but he is here and now. And so it's about that connection. So that breathing exercise, that's a good one to do, I think, if you do it 60 seconds or 2 minutes, whatever it might be, but just always the concentration, sit comfortably, breathe, and meditate on that breath coming in and out, bring our minds to that. The other thing that I use for myself for meditation is also waking. In other words, what am I doing here and now, and being aware of it? I'm not sitting down, or I'm not reading a book, or I'm like washing the dishes. Is one of those places, or when you're driving in the car, or when you're taking a walk through the woods. It's to be aware of what's going on around us. If I'm washing dishes, I can feel the warm water. I can, see the soap bubbles. I can smell the fragrance. All my senses are there, and I'm tapping into them, and I'm recognizing them, and I'm realizing them. And so my mind has to be here now, washing dishes, not squirreling around, figuring out how I'm going to run the world today, because I know how long I have to do that. So I can be present in washing the dishes, or if I'm just riding down the highway, I can see the blacktop and the lines and the trees and the other cars, and and hear the sounds and the sights and the smells and all of that. That is a good way to practice, just being in here and now and in the moment, and just give it a shot. Doesn't For me, I can't do it that long, but I practice it. I practice it often, even though I don't do it for long times when I do practice. But maybe on your ride home from work next time, just be present in that moment. What am I doing? Oh, I'm driving my car and I'm feeling the heat and I'm seeing the road signs and on and on. To be aware of that moment, because I know many of us, and me included, obviously, you could drive the whole way home and not even remember how you got there. Oh, I'm in a driveway now. So you weren't conscious. You weren't conscious of what you were doing. You just run on automatic, and sometimes if the thoughts up top aren't the automatic ones we want, we might not be creating what we want in our lives. So what I'm going to do now is say thank you for uh, listening to this talk, and I hope that you're able to practice some of these things in your life and do that. Do a meditation or two. The other thing I like to do is I like music. Music always brings me to a place, or I love those singer songwriters that have something to say and touch me with their lyrics. And I'm going to try to attach one to the end of this video. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out, but the one I'm going to sit with is Joe Walsh, and it's One Day at a Time. And so he's in recovery, and he wrote this song in recovery, and it's about living in today, one day at a time, and that's where life is. And if we're not in today, we missed out on life. Bring ourselves to that moment. So once again, thank you for coming along and listening, and enjoy the evening.